Yes, good afternoon. Welcome to another daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Friday, the 27th of October 2023, the year of BSV. Buy BSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online, the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Here we go. Let's get into it. So we're just going to go through this Medium article written by Dr. Craig Wright, the man himself, entitled Evidence and Law. And the reason we're going to go through it is because I've had a glance at it and I was just like, woof, this is explosive. Let's have a read of this. So let's get cracking then. So Evidence and Law by Craig Wright. He starts off by saying, it's funny. The cypherpunks want to demonstrate that code is law. In part, they think they can back me into a corner. They think they can support their assertions by making me sign something publicly. As such, they have a whole plan about keys and how it suits their purpose. Little do they understand how law works differently. The important thing to understand is law is law. Code, programs and algorithms in any form is merely evidence. Bitcoin was designed to work within a common law framework. I studied law to a point where I completed my master's degree in international commercial law from Northumbria University, UK in 2008. At that point, I was still not a lawyer in any sense. I'm a member of the Society of Legal Scholars now, and I have taught law in the past. Subsequent to my Masters of Law in 2012, I did training to be a barrister and training to be a solicitor. Although I never completed the practical evidence or worked as one, I'm now doing my doctorate in law. You see, ownership of the keys is not proof of anything other than possession of a key. The call to have a precedent based or derived on or from a key signing is dangerous to say the least, and any competent judge would not base law on any such basis. We are not talking about a registered digital signature, and even if, there is no such thing as non-repudiation. I've said many times before, it is a key aspect of law. No matter what someone claims, an individual always has the opportunity to repudiate. I won't cover all the details of it here, as it's really about evidence, law, and goes into far more detail than my post shall. And it is not how Bitcoin works. You don't have a key that is associated with an identity in the format that something like PGP, which is pretty good privacy, uses. Although some people have used foolish single key systems in Bitcoin, it is against the design of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was developed in a manner that uses keys once and only once. It is incredibly ironic that people think Bitcoin is in any way about anonymity. I wouldn't stop people trying to hide behind Tor, but such is not the purpose of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was birthed using a credit card payment. The records of the payment are required to be kept by the bank system for 25 years. It hasn't been that long. More importantly, I claim the expenses on my tax in the 2008-2009 tax year. You see, a domain purchased in August 2008 is within the Australian tax year, but I was audited, which ended up going to court. And he says, I used anonymousspeech.com for many years and held copies of the secure anonymous surfing software. I started using it when I was investigating malware breaches and peer-to-peer copyright violations. It enabled me to track and analyze people breaching software licenses and media licenses and such people who were attacking my clients, that is, cyber criminals. I used the service as it stopped the cyber criminals from being able to find who I really was. This is the source of Vistomail and the registration of the domain bitcoin.org. Check it out. There we go, bitcoin.org. Hosting 1 year. Fantastic. That's hilarious. Honestly, in your face, shitcoiners, and all you guys over at Bitcoin Core and Blockstream. Oh dear. So he continues, what you don't realise yet is that I used my credit card. Yes, as crazy as it might seem to you, I used my credit card to purchase anonymous services. I even claimed it on my tax. I had an argument with the tax office in Australia about claiming it. It's funny, people who discount law understand so little about it and the rules of evidence. Well, with such a number of court cases about to start, you're going to find out some of the history of Bitcoin. I had a floating account balance on anonymousspeech.com system. What people don't realise is that the domain is registered on an anonymous site with links to registration in Switzerland. But when I did so, the domain could only be registered using a bank transfer or Visa card. The site now takes Bitcoin, but it didn't back then because Bitcoin hadn't existed yet. Such is the ultimate irony of it all. Bitcoin was never anonymous. It was paid for using a credit card. The domain used was paid for with an account that had money transferred from the credit card network with full KYC, which is Know Your Customer, and all the login requirements of the modern banking system. Don't worry, the tax office had audited me so many times that none of it could ever be lost. And this one is mine. Unlike many of the other things that have occurred in the companies that I have created, it is something I did personally. When a bunch of cowards decided to dox me in December 2015, they should have checked their facts first. I moved to the UK in October 2015. The video I did where I talked about the Turing completeness of Bitcoin was conducted from Soho in London. So that's where he was when he was talking at the Nevada Bitcoin conference. Learn something new every day. There's a reason why they arranged for a bunch of media shills to wait outside a house I was no longer living in. They didn't do their homework and didn't care. The plan was to stop me, to stop scaling Bitcoin, and to try and take what Bitcoin is and break it and create a drug coin. Such is the entire purpose of Lightning. The Lightning Network is a system designed to allow criminals to purchase drugs and other illicit material and records being lost but still settling on Bitcoin in such a way that they can avoid anti-money laundering rules. That's exactly what this lot do. Argue all you want about the nature of evidence, but there is one simple point I can categorically prove. The source of the funds that went to pay for the bitcoin.org domain registration on anonymousspeech.com derived from my credit card. More importantly, the same records remain current and valid. There is one sole purpose of all the copycat coins like Monero. It is the entire reason that BTC changed from being Bitcoin into some lab experiment designed to avoid the law, one that is still failing. I told you to be careful in what you wanted and what you wished for, because you're going to get it. I'm the person behind the moniker, Satoshi Nakamoto, and as a result of all the trolls and haters, I'm going to provide evidence, not in a way that anonymous cowards would do. I'm going to use courts and law. Welcome to law. Fantastic. What a brilliant piece of, what a brilliantly written article there. My goodness me, fantastic. Remember, this is all about the largest court case in financial history, the cabal masquerading as Copa, trying to steal Craig Wright's legacy off him and all his intellectual property IP on the 15th of January 2024. So stay tuned, it will bring you more. And until then, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.